video is a long overdue favorites video. I don't like to do them too frequently as my favorites don't change too often. I shaved my head. So that's that. That is a favorite. I'm super enjoying the spontaneous move that I made before the festival last week. I'm loving it. Still learning how to do my hair in certain aspects. I'm not good with hair at all. It's not my forte. It's not something I'm practiced in, but nonetheless, makes me feel like a badass bitch from hell. Let's jump right into the favorites other than that. To start out, I just want to say holy hell, the Alchemist palette from Kat Von D's collection is something that I feel like anyone who's a color enthusiast should own. It is phenomenal. I use the ever-living hell out of this palette. It's beautiful, it's versatile, you can use it over lipsticks, as highlighters, inner corner highlights, all over eyeshadow. I've also traveled with this thing near and far, and it is holding up like no other. I also super duper love the translucent powder from Kat Von D. I finally indulged in it, and I love it. Even if I pick up too much on my brush, it still doesn't fly everywhere and make a mess. Coats the skin beautifully and feels like silk. I'm a fan. I jumped right on the bandwagon with the Lolita eyeshadow Lush powder product. There was no holding me back when I saw this in stores. I was so stoked, and I've used it on my cheeks so many times. Gonna give a very small shout out to this baby sample of the Sinner perfume that I grabbed from Sephora. I wanted to make sure it was the same old Sinner perfume that I remembered and that the formulation hadn't changed too much, and it's perfect. This broke bitch is probably not going to be buying a full-size bottle anytime soon, unfortunately. Maybe I'll ask for it for Christmas because Lord knows I need a little bit more Sinner in my life. Next up is the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette. This is a fall staple. I love these shadows. They're blendable, they're creamy, they're pigmented, they're everything the subculture palette wanted to be, but better. I'm going to continue using the one that I have in my collection that rules, and continue laughing at all the people attempting to use the other one. I want to send a mad shout out to Socialeye Lashes. I love their lashes so much. For the amount of wear I get out of one pair, I'm paying cents per wear. These eyelashes, whew, and they're beautiful. I get so many compliments. I'm walking through any makeup store, I have at least 2 to 3 girls ask where I get my lashes, and I'm so glad to be telling them it's Socialeye. So if you guys haven't looked at their website, at least have a check out. They're great. And I gotta send in an honorable mention to the Sephora brand makeup wipes because they work really well. What can I say? They get the makeup off before I wash my face, and they're not too expensive. So I'm a fan. I've been using the pomegranate scent. Got a couple grimy things from my bathroom, so let's talk about those really quick. First up, the Comforter Shower Cream. Yeah, shower cream from Lush. I cannot get enough. I heard rumor that they were discontinuing it, so I bought a really big bottle, but then the girl at the till said that they weren't discontinuing it, and they were only discontinuing it in the UK, and I'm confused, and I don't know what to think. The Comforter. The smell is the most beautiful, blackberry, luxurious. I highly suggest you grab a sample when you're in your Lush next, if you have never tried it, because it's just so bloody fantastic. Cup of coffee face mask. Holy freaking heck, guys. I have worn this so many times. I think I brought it up in my last favorites video, but I just don't care because it's so good. Cup of coffee face mask. Whew. Self-preserving, so it lasts a heck of a lot longer than any of the chilled face masks. And it's exfoliating, it smells good, wakes you up in the morning. Do I really need to tell you anything more? I've rebought this 3 times, and I will continue. Ocean Salt Face Scrub. It's my exfoliator of choice. It's so fresh and clean and it smells good, and it's salty, and I just like it. I like it a lot. I don't even know how to begin. Boscia? Boscia? I just don't know. Well, somebody who knows grammar, let me know how to say this, because it's hard. But it's their thermal black cleanser. I use this after I exfoliate. It just like warms your face up. Next up, I really wanted to chat about the clothing that I've been absolutely loving. Just a couple staple items from my wardrobe that I use and abuse. First up is the mom shorts from Topshop. I love them. I just love them. I love them with everything. They are the shorts of my dreams. They're nice and high-waisted, super distressed in the front. What can I say, guys? I just really, really like them. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of photos of me wearing them, because any time of the day I'm probably wearing one of these pairs of shorts. It's just who I am. It's integrated into my soul now. I don't know how I'm ever gonna live without Topshop Mom shorts if they stop making them. Let's hope that doesn't happen. During the summertime, you better bet I'm wearing the shit out of my UNIF Hellraisers. These things get wear and tear like nobody's business. Unfortunately, the soles that they put on these to begin with are just horrendous, and within the first couple months I have a big hole eaten away in my sole. It hurts my soul. I got them resoled a couple months into wearing these pair, and thankfully the sole has done me good, but the rest of the shoes, not so much. I'm also hoping they don't discontinue these anytime soon, because what am I gonna do in my life without these shoes? My feet have loafer tanned into them, and the only way to hide it is with these. This next jacket was an impulse buy in the middle of the night. Sometimes the greatest things are purchased impulsively in the middle of the night. Here it is in all of its glory. I really hope that in this lighting you are getting somewhat of an idea of how badass this Moto jacket truly is. It was from Forever 21. It was a whopping $50. You can tell in the quality of the pleather because it is basically paper thin. However, if you bring this out on the town at nighttime, all of the glow from the buildings that you're walking past downtown, they just make it look so badass. It doesn't even matter that it's super light and super thin, because you're not sweating your butt off and you look magical. Freaking magical. I love it. I just love it so much. The sunlight, it's not as glorifying. It does look as cheap as I paid for it, and it is a little bit more silver than hollow, but like I said, at nighttime it's a fucking vision. I did want to touch on this jacket as well that I got from Topshop. If you guys didn't know, I worked there for a big chunk of this year. Right before I quit, they got in this beautiful pleather Moto jacket for ladies. It was an instant fall in love. The moment I put it on, it was meant to be. It has a nice thick texture, it feels like real leather, and it just rules. I don't know, I just haven't seen anything like this in the months and months that I worked there. I just hoped that we would come out with a girl's motorcycle jacket that actually looked like a motorcycle jacket, and this one pretty much hit the nail on the head without too much of a ding to the bank, if you know what I mean. It's just so good. It's just so good. So much so that I ended up having to get two. The first one I bought was this one, and I started to do the DIY on it while we were driving down to Vancouver. I absolutely love the way it turned out. However, once I got it all done up, I kind of missed just having that plain black leather to throw on. It was a staple, it went with everything, and I was just like having a small moment of regret that quickly passed once I grabbed that second one. There's yards and yards of work needed to be put into this for me to feel like it's complete, but I do feel really good about having a nice selection of both. I'm gonna jump right into music before I go into miscellaneous, because I know a lot of my followers really appreciate my taste in music, and I have some really good ones for you today. While we were at the festival in Edmonton, there was a band that traveled all the way from Toronto, which is quite the trek. They were called Dirty Work, and I grabbed their CD and I also grabbed their tape. Both the same songs on each, but I've been trying to get the most use out of my tape player because I just really love the sound. I've been playing Dirty Work's record for weeks now. I've almost every day I've turned this tape on. I'll try and find you guys some of their tunes and list it down below. Just the other day on my personal Facebook account, I did ask my friends for more suggestions on female-fronted bands. I realized the other day how ignorant I am to the female music scene, especially in punk rock. I know a handful of bands, but I'm not passionate about them, and I just feel like there's something wrong with that. With the recommendation of my friends, I did find 3 amazing chick-fronted punk rock bands, and they're so good, so good. I don't have any of their records or CDs here, so I'll just pop up a photo or something of maybe an album that I like, and I will absolutely be linking them in the description box below. Those 3 bands are Exit Order, White Lung, and Dame and Cringe. So those are 3 of my absolute favorite chick-fronted punk rock bands, and I do really suggest you check them out because they're super inspiring and they just get my blood flowing. I do again want to throw out a shout out to Third Generation Nation, who makes these absolutely beautiful, well-made fanny packs that I truly could not live without. There's a reason I talk about them non-stop, is because it's the most handy accessory I've ever owned in my life. The last couple things I have are semi-food related items. First up is the Beyond Meat burger patties. What the fuck is this? We had these last night and my god. Bring these to Canada. Bring these to Canada, please. Oh my god. I had to go into this little truck that was beside a church who drives down to the States and picks up a whole whack load of these and then drives them back into Canada and then sells them here, because that's the only way that I know how to buy these. And they're so good. Even a frickin' meat eater would be like totally convinced that this was like grade AAA beef or something. This is fantastic. And I'm so glad that things like this exist, because it's like eerie. It's actually eerie how close this was to like a burger patty. Your kitchen is not complete without Thug Kitchen cookbooks, guys. This is the 101 cookbook. I have all the other ones as well, but the 101 is just amazing for basics. It's amazing for really quick dinners. As you can see, I have some lists here of the most amazing recipes that I've made from this book, and there's been a lot. There's been at least 7 to 8 recipes in this book that I have demolished, and everyone in our household absolutely loved them. This is one of the big reasons why I can't lose weight, because I drink like 6 of these a week. Because Summersby apple cider is pretty much the only thing that doesn't make me feel like absolute death the next day. I love it so much. And as always, I'm gonna throw in my reusable cup, because you guys know how passionate I am about saving plastic. I talked about this in my last favorites video, and I'm sorry that I have to bring it up again, but I really want you guys to know how important it is to bring a reusable cup to your coffee house of choice, because the amount of plastic we waste every single day as a single use is just fucking unbelievable, and it's just ungodly. Like, just stop. We have to stop. We have to stop. So, grab yourself the coolest reusable cup you can find and just toss it in your bag. Rinse it out when you're done, toss it in your bag. gotta start making a smaller impact on the earth, we are going downhill extremely fast. And if we don't start bucking up and doing something important, and just with little things in your day-to-day life, it's gonna be hell to pay. That is what inspires me, so I hope that something out of this inspired you, and I hope that in some way, shape, or form you found comfort in my favorites. I'd really love to know if any of these favorites are your favorites, if you have tried any of these things or love any of these things. Please leave me a comment down below, because it is exactly why I do this, is to interact with you guys. Also, if you can, give this one a thumbs up. It shares it to audiences just like you and gets me out there a little further. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I love and cherish you so much. So until my next video, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!